¿A dónde está papi? 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 ¿A dónde está papi?
Welcome to the Saturday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Saturday morning, afternoon, wherever you may be. Folks, it is Saturday, Caturday. Hold on, folks. There we go, much better. It is Saturday, Caturday. Hope you guys are having an awesome Saturday afternoon or morning, depending on where you are. Really quickly, thank you to Sinus Streams for the offline follow. I appreciate that. So today we're going to play it by ear, folks, because we don't have the co-host today. I think she's not feeling too well, so we'll see. We also have climate recap. So I think we're going to start with that.
What's the cheapest electric vehicle in the US right now?
The Ford.
And
wait, without pre-watching, all right? Without pre-watching, I'm going to guess that it's going to be Ford, all right? Yella King, how's it going? Howdy.
Countries are the most on track to meet Paris climate goals. Welcome to the Climate Recap from the Beckosphere Climate Corner, your go-to place for international and US-based climate news.
True.
I'm Becky Hogue, a science writer. Today is Friday, June 3rd. Let's jump right into the news you need to start your day. Let's start with a climate event. Southern California imposed mandatory water cutbacks as this state faces its driest conditions in recorded history.
Yeah.
This means about 6 million people in Los Angeles,
We actually went over this particular story about the impending water restrictions that are happening in California. It's getting a lot worse. Desertification is a thing, and it's being perpetuated, exacerbated by climate change.
San Bernardino and Ventura counties are limited to watering outside plants to once a week. This is the most extreme mandatory cutback California has ever issued. On to some climate victories. I mentioned yesterday that the offices of Deschutes Bank and its subsidiary DWS were raided during an investigation into greenwashing.
Uh-oh.
Well, the DWS CEO just resigned, though the company denies any wrongdoing. The raids were triggered by a former executive who claims that DWS exaggerated climate and environment credentials of certain funds.
No way.
Over to the private sector, there's a Slack channel growing in popularity called Work on Climate that helps people quit their jobs to do something that relates to climate action. 2 former Google employees started the channel after quitting to focus on climate. Now, the group has grown to over 8,500 people who mostly work in the design and tech industry.
Nice.
Many have started working together to form their own small businesses, like Agen, a small, lightweight solar robot that can automatically weed farms without chemical intervention. That was created by a software engineer and a former Tesla engineer. The community offers resources for newcomers on topics relating to climate policy and technology. Then there's groups in it where people can dive deeper into topics. Here's a quote from a woman who utilized the Slack channel to switch career paths from healthcare to forestry. Quote, I used Work on Climate initially to learn about industries within the climate space that aligned with what I was looking for. Something that was a broad environmental but also cultural and wildlife impact. Once I honed in on forestry, I started to cruise the jobs channel to identify companies, research them, and seek out roles at the ones that resonated with me. If this is of interest to you, definitely check it out. Now for a little car news. General Motors Buick brand announced that it will debut its first electric vehicle in 2024 and will only produce electric vehicles in the North American fleet by 2030. GM also dropped its Chevy Bolt price down to $26,595, making it the cheapest EV in the US now.
Wait.
Looking at the US government, the $1,595 price down to $26,595, making it the cheapest EV for and will only of you, definitely check it out. Now for a little car news. General Motors Buick brand announced that it will debut its first electric vehicle in 2024 and will only produce electric vehicles in the North American fleet by 2030. GM also dropped its Chevy Bolt price down to $26,595, making it the cheapest EV in the US now.
I was wrong.
Looking at the US government, the Federal Emergency Management Administration.
Dang it. I thought it was gonna be a Ford vehicle.
Or FEMA launched a new initiative to modernize building codes to improve resilience to extreme weather events. It applies to new construction and rebuilding efforts. The National Institute of Building Sciences found that for every dollar spent on modernizing homes, it will save the communities $11. It will also reduce a lot of emissions from the building sector, equivalent to what about 195 million gas-powered cars emit in a year. The codes ensure that homes have roofs that can withstand hurricane winds, construction materials that are resilient to flood damage, and insulation that helps keep home temperatures neutral. Federal agencies will use $225 million from the infrastructure bill to support energy code adoption, enforcement, training, and technical assistance at the state and local level. Now on to some climate fails. There's an index by Yale and Columbia called the Environmental Performance Index that tracks how well countries are doing to reduce emissions. Only a handful of the 180 countries scored are on track to meet Paris Climate Accord targets,
Yikes.
or at least close to them. The universities determined each country's rank based on 40 performance indicators across 11 areas, including biodiversity, water resources, and climate migration. The universities have been keeping track of this index for the last 2 decades. Here's the top 10 countries, so the countries that are the most on track. From 10 to 1, we have Iceland, Switzerland, Austria, Slovenia, Luxembourg, Sweden, Malta, Finland, the United Kingdom, and Denmark. So I guess well done to Denmark, the UK, and Finland. You are doing the least bad. But what about the top 5 emitters? Well, Japan, the 5th largest emitter, is at number 25. Russia, the 4th largest emitter, is at number 112. India, the 3rd largest emitter, is dead last at number 180. The US, the 2nd largest emitter, is at number 43. And China, the top emitter, is at number 160. So not ideal for any of them. If I didn't mention your home country, the source list is linked below. Meanwhile, a new paper called A Void in Central Asian Research, Climate Change, was published in the journal Central Asian Survey. As the title suggests, it states that there's a major lack in climate change research in Central Asia, even though the area is warming faster than the global average. The area is experiencing glacial melt, unreliable river flows, and increased drought, resulting in increased migration, disrupted food systems, and greater resource competition. The researchers determined that the same research gaps determined in 2014 have not improved. A particularly bad gap is the intersection between climate change and poverty, food insecurity, and public health. Another gap is the public perception of climate risk in that area. And there's even less data on the potential human impacts of extreme weather. Those are some pretty big gaps. If anyone is looking for a thesis topic, check the study. And investment in mining worldwide is lagging behind where it needs to be for us to have all we need to transition to clean energy fast enough to be at net zero by 2050, according to the Bank of America. The report shows that capital spending has averaged $99.5 billion over the last decade, which is not nearly enough.
Jesus.
They note that innovative technology and recycling will help reduce the amount of mining needed. While the nickel and copper shortage is well known, the bank notes that over 24 others are short. I mean, Bank of America, if you moved your funding from fossil fuels over to mining, maybe that would be helpful. Just saying.
Echo Resto Dragon.
Let's end with one more piece of news. The U.S. House Republicans, who call themselves the Energy, Climate, and Conservation Task Force, introduced a 6-point climate change strategy on what they would do if they got power after the midterms. The 6 pillars are unlock America's resources, beat China and Russia, let America build resilient communities, and conservation with a purpose. Okay, I'm with you so far. They've only released the first pillar so far, So
that's a lot of vague posting. What actual policies are going to be drawn from this? I have no idea.
Let's see what that first one says. Quote, under the Biden administration, this is the first sentence, under the Biden administration, we have seen record increases in energy prices coupled by inflation. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to want to do a video on this because I can already tell I'm going to have a lot to talk about with this. So expect a video on the Beccasphere YouTube channel on me reacting to the U.S. House Republicans' climate plan, either today or tomorrow. And that was your climate news for Friday, June 3rd. If you like the work I do, please follow this podcast, give it a 5-star rating, leave a review, and consider checking out the Beccasphere Climate Corner YouTube.
Based. Let's see if we missed anything else. Where do I go from here? No, I think we just I think we just caught up. Did we finish this one? Huh. I could have sworn we did.
How much money did global carbon pricing schemes make last year? And how many times was Exxon told off this month? Welcome to the Climate Recap from the Beccasphere Climate Corner, your go-to place for international and US-based climate news. I'm Becky Hogue, a science writer. Today is Thursday, May 26th. Let's jump right into the news you need to start your day. Let's start with some climate studies. A new study found that the thawing permafrost in Sweden is releasing less methane than we thought. I bet you weren't expecting the sentence to end like that. Yes, University of Copenhagen researchers determined that the permafrost up there only releases 1/10 of the emissions they thought it would. For context, permafrost is a thick layer of topsoil that remains frozen. As it melts, ancient dead plants and animals stuck in the ice start to decompose, releasing methane. But maybe less than we thought, or at least for now. One of the reasons why methane isn't being released as much is that the area still remains pretty dry, slowing the decomposing process. The researchers say that if a warmer climate results in more rainfall, the area might release its methane faster. Meanwhile, a new study by the nonprofit think tank Ceres found that only 23 out of the top 50 U.S. publicly traded food companies include Scope 3 emissions in their reports. Scope 3 emissions are indirect emissions like emissions produced from associated deforestation, methane from cattle and manure, and nitrous oxide emissions from fertilizers. So basically, about 80% of agriculture-associated emissions are not included for about half of the U.S. publicly traded food companies. Additionally, only 13% of those 50 companies have plans to reach net zero emissions targets that keep warming well below 2 degrees Celsius of warming above pre-industrial levels. And the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, confirmed Atlantic hurricane season this year will be bad.
Well, happy Caturday. Howdy, howdy. How's it going, Astro? Also, just to touch up on that, there is a massive flooding that's happening right now in South Florida. Darknet, how's it going? Scope 3 emissions are the vast majority of emissions. Yes. This is part of a tropical system. I think this is remnants of the hurricane that hit. Howdy, howdy. Oh, come on.
A different kind of card that
There we go.
Doctors. Doctors. Doctors.
Yeah, I think this is definitely Miami, or at least definitely South Florida. This is Miami fire officials. This looks like the beach, I think.
Enjoy the ride.
Oh no, I'm not doing this. 11 inches of rain on Fort Lauderdale and Miami.
My dude.
Nice. Jesus.
Here's a song.
Alright, everything's
about a
literally
brownie.
gonna be an ad. I'm good. Between 6 to 11 inches of rain have fallen, and additional amounts of 2 to 5 inches are possible in the warned areas. Jesus. Is this tidal surge or rainfall? This is just straight up rainfall from a tropical disturbance that was remnants of a hurricane that hit the Pacific side of Mexico. Yeah, it's only real if you don't think about it. Or it's only real if you think about it, Echo. People driving SUVs while Florida slowly sinks into the ocean. Ugh. "11 inches of rain is quite a lot." Oh yeah, in this short amount of time? Yep. And like one of the things that we also have to take like into consideration is like not only are hurricanes or tropical storms are going to be stronger, but they're also going to be wetter, which causes a lot of more issues. I mean, this wasn't even a tropical storm. Some locations could see up to 15 inches before the end of Saturday. Miami had 11 inches by 9 a.m. Considerable flash and urban flooding is expected. There you go. Stop it. Oh, this local news website
It
is just
says
horrible.
there's a 65% chance that this season will be above average and predicts 14 to 21 named storms this year, with 6 to 10 hurricanes, and as many as 6 of those hurricanes will be major hurricanes. Major is Category 3 or above. The forecast is based on several factors, including the La Nina, abnormally warm waters, and the position of the loop current, which I talked about on May 20th. So if you want to learn about the loop current, check out that episode. Time for some climate victories. The World Bank reported that global carbon pricing schemes raised $84 billion last year, which is up about 60% from 2020 numbers. Carbon pricing can come in the form of cap and trade or a carbon tax to promote emissions-intensive industries to decarbonize faster. There are currently 68 global carbon pricing instruments in operation right now, covering more than 23% of global carbon emissions. Actually, it was just announced that the Indian state Gujarat will start India's first carbon trading market, the second emerging economy to do so after China. So I guess it's 69 carbon pricing instruments. This is a big deal as India is the third largest emitter behind the US and China. All this is good progress,
Nice.
but most of these carbon prices are still too low to decarbonize fast enough to keep warming below 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. So room for improvement. It's too soon to tell if that statement is applicable to India's new one. On to the water. Pacific and Caribbean islands have backed the island nation Vanuatu as it tries to convince the International Court to provide an opinion stating that countries have a responsibility to protect island nations from climate change. It needs a simple majority, 97 votes, in the United Nations General Assembly for this issue to be seen by the court. The court will then need to come to this decision based on current international human rights and environmental laws. I originally covered Vanuatu's quest on May 12th when over 1,500 environmental groups from 130 countries showed support. While the court's decision won't be legally binding, it could hold the influence to reshape laws around the world.
But we need things to be legally binding. We need things to have, for lack of a better term, we need things to have teeth, and we need things to have. We need a way of having accountability for not completing whatever goal X, Y, and Z may be. Yeah. If it's like symbolic, then well.
Over to Australia now. Market Forces founder Julian Vincent was just honored with the Goldman Environmental Prize, which is like the Green Nobel Prize. The award recognized his work in successfully getting all 4 top Australian banks to commit to stop investing in coal by 2030. The banks are Commonwealth, NAB, ANZ, and Westpac. Vincent did this by publishing how much money the banks invested in coal through his Market Forces site. Market Forces then organized public protests and divestment days, where customers would close accounts at banks that backed coal. Vincent also met with bank managers, executives, and shareholders to help them outline their climate goals. The pressure worked. Commonwealth was the first to announce its plan to divest from coal in 2019, and the other 3 followed soon after. The Dutch climate group Fossevry, I might have butchered that, NL, is suing the Dutch airline KLM over greenwashing adverts. They're backed by the environmental law firm Client Earth. By greenwashing, I mean KLM allegedly gave a false impression that its flights are somehow more sustainable in its Fly Responsibly campaign. KLM says it's on track to meet its goals of net zero emissions by 2050, but honestly, practically no airline is on track to reach that target because aviation is a particularly hard sector to decarbonize.
Yeah,
The
not
climate
only that,
activists
like how
also accuse
how would you fit that in to make it to make sense? By like definition, the aviation industry is like heavily intense when it comes to emissions. Like, how would you even, if you wanted to lie about that, how would you even go about doing so? Because it's just like 5 seconds of scrutiny. You'd be like, wait a minute, how are they going to even do this? The only way would be to shut down.
KLM of lobbying against climate policies. In London, around 80 climate protesters delayed a Shell annual shareholder meeting by 2 hours by gluing themselves to the chairs. 3 were arrested for damages. Activist groups represented included Money Rebellion, Extinction Rebellion, Christian Climate Action, Fossil Free London.
Yes, we gotta make sure that these climate activists don't, destroy chairs.
Shell must fall.
That's really the crux of the problem here. It's just these activists are going too far with the chairs. I mean, where are all these executives who are destroying the planet, which is peanuts, compared to the chairs? Where are these CEOs going to sit?
And stop ecocide. Over in the US, a Massachusetts court ruled that ExxonMobil must face trial over accusations that it lied and covered up the climate crisis. The US's largest fossil fuel company tried to get around the case presented by the state attorney general Maura Healey, calling her case politically motivated and violating its right to free speech. But the court unanimously dismissed its claim, siding with Healey. Healey, by the way, is running for Massachusetts governor. This is the second time the Massachusetts federal court ruled against Exxon. In March, the court maintained its request for the company to overturn documents to investigators, showing when they knew about climate change. ExxonMobil also took a legal hit last week in Rhode Island when the state's federal appeals court ruled against 21 fossil fuel companies' attempt to avoid going to court over climate change. So now we get to watch Exxon turn over documents and squirm into state courts. Meanwhile, the commodity giant Glencore just pled guilty to bribing officials in Nigeria, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Brazil, and others over $100 million for oil contracts, avoiding audits, and more. It agreed to pay $1.1 billion. This was just a lawsuit in the US, though. Investigations are still ongoing in Brazil and the UK that could amount to Glencore paying another $1.5 billion. But for context, the company made over $203 billion last year. The US Navy released its short-term climate strategy on Tuesday to head faster towards decarbonization and improve base resiliency against sea level rise and extreme weather events. Called the Climate Plan 2030, it's part of President Biden's larger effort to get the full government to net zero emissions by 2050. I actually wrote an article for work recently on the economic benefits of switching gas-powered warships to run on lithium-ion batteries, so I'll leave that link in the source list if anyone's interested. Over to the private sector, where the First Movers Coalition announced a
warships, but like eco-friendly.
three-pronged expansion. The First Movers Coalition is a U.S. public-private effort launched in late 2021 by the World Economic Forum and several companies to create market demand for early-stage tech that cuts emissions from hard-to-decarbonize sectors like aviation, cement and heavy metal production, and trucking. There are 8 sectors the group is targeting that account for 30% of global emissions. The goal is to get the tech ready for mass adoption after 2030. Well, now Ford, Microsoft, Swiss Re, and Google's parent company Alphabet, among 16 other companies, have just joined the coalition. Japan, India, and the UK have also joined, and the group added new purchasing agreements for low-emissions aluminum and carbon capture technology. Well, we gotta even out all that decently good news with some climate fails. On Tuesday, I talked about how HSBC's now former head of responsible spending, Stuart Kirk, bashed warnings by the International Energy Agency and the Bank of England on climate risks, calling them shrill, partisan, self-serving, and apocalyptic, among other things. Firstly, I want to add that HSBC reportedly okayed his talk before he gave it, which definitely suggests a more systemic problem in the company. Second, Wall Street Journal's editorial board published an opinion piece echoing Kirk's
The company, the company is a problem.
opinions, which go against what experts say. And third, the Bank of England...
Imagine, understanding the situation. Imagine, having a grasp of the severity of the situation. And then... because it is highly unlikely to me that these folks don't know the severity of the situation. I mean, how could you not? If someone like me, who's just here, in their own little corner of the internet, in my own little corner of the internet, can understand that we are on the precipice of essentially a catastrophe when it comes to the climate crisis. If I can understand that, then it is unfathomable to me. It's unbelievable that these folks don't know the severity of the issue. It is more likely that they're just interested in continuing business as usual, because business as usual means trillions of dollars.
Just came out with a new report that says UK's top 19 financial institutions, which includes HSBC, stand to reach £340 billion in losses unless more action is taken to curb global emissions and prepare the financial system. As I mentioned on the May 6th episode, Stanford University received $1.1 billion to build the Dewar School of Sustainability, the most money ever received by a university to create a new school. Very cool. But the new school's dean has said he will accept fossil fuel money for the school, saying he is willing to work with companies, quote, that want to divest and be part of the solution. Students and faculty members are speaking out against this, publishing a letter in the Stanford Daily that says the fossil fuel industry has, quote, a proven record of actively obscuring the scientific consensus on climate change, which, quote, presents a conflict of interest.
True.
A recent Stanford poll asking which measures students wanted the university to implement found that divesting from fossil fuels was a top priority. We'll see if anything changes.
Spoiler
I will
alert.
end today's episode with a message from the UN Secretary General Antonio
Probably
Guterres.
won't.
He addressed the graduating class of New Jersey's Seton Hall University, where he said, quote, "You must be the generation that succeeds in addressing the planetary emergency of climate change. Despite mountains of evidence of looming climate catastrophe, we still see mountains of funding for coal and fossil fuels that are killing our planet. But we know..."
All right, kids. Listen. We know it's been our fault that we've been allowing this to continue for decades, despite knowing full well what's going on for decades at this point. There's no excuse past the, really, to be as generous as possible. Past the 90s, I think, I think we had a pretty good understanding of where we were heading. Maybe not exact. Maybe we didn't have the type of data and technology that we have now, but we definitely knew. And there was a sizable amount of evidence to at least paint the picture of where we were going. And there was definitely a good chunk of scientists who knew more or less that something's not, we're heading in a bad direction. To be as generous as possible, I would say probably by the 90s, right? We definitely knew, without a doubt. I mean, we've had inklings 100 plus years ago, of what could happen. We had inklings of the idea, the concept of greenhouse gases. But definitely, especially after these fossil fuel companies ran tests in the 80s and 70s, definitely we knew. And to say that, like, to go up to the university and be like, all right, guys, I understand that, we've had decades and decades of failure, but good luck, everybody. It's up to you.
So investing in fossil fuels is a dead end. No amount of greenwashing or spin can change that. So we must put them on notice. Accountability is coming for those who liquidate our future. You hold the cards. Your talent is in demand from multinational companies and big financial institutions. You will have plenty of opportunities to choose from. My message to you is simple. Don't work for climate wreckers. Use your talents to drive us towards a renewable future. And that was your climate news for Thursday, May 26th. If you like the work I do, please follow this podcast, give it a 5-star rating, leave a review, and consider checking out the Beckosphere Climate Corner YouTube channel.
True. All right, looks like the co-host will be joining us soon. So I'm gonna get myself...
40% of 25 is this.
Stop trying to sell me stuff.
This episode and others like it are made possible by the generous support of my patrons on Patreon. If you'd like to help keep this channel running and get early access to every video, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/secondthought.
All right, let's see.
Remember this? This is the night Biden won the election about 1 million years ago.
About
For many
1 million
Americans,
years ago?
Specifically on the left, that night in November 2020 wasn't so much a victory as a little sigh of relief. A sort of, we won, Trump lost, we lost, Biden
even.
won kind of deal. That very night, the left started preparing its opposition to the new president. But then, the US got hit with a couple of the weirdest months the country's ever seen. Trump didn't like the look of the results, and so the entire Republican apparatus mobilized behind Stop the Steal, a massive scramble to try to find votes, overturn election results, take people to court, run defamation campaigns in the media, basically anything and everything that could produce even a single shred of evidence that the election was somehow fraudulent. It failed. The whole thing culminated in the events of January 6th, and then nothing. We mostly stopped hearing about it, and it all kind of faded into the background. But that was a legitimately strange thing that had happened those few months. We should reflect on that a bit more. This video is going to take everything that we learned from those couple months and ask, what about next time? Specifically, what happens if Trump runs again and loses? This isn't going to be a Trump is bad video. You're smart enough to know that already. And this won't be a Biden is good video either. That's not really my vibe. In fact, forget both those topics. This video won't even really be about politics per se. At least, not things like political programs and policies. Today, I'm going to be looking at some of the lingering structural effects of the Trump presidency, and the corridor to the White House he has built for himself, or really any determined far-right candidate. Because although Trump may not have been a literal fascist in every sense of the word, he has, perhaps better than any other president, laid the groundwork for full-fledged fascism to take root at the highest level of American government. Let's get into it. As I'm writing this, it's way too early for anyone to announce they'll be running in the 2024 election. Still, Trump is the preferred candidate for the Republican Party by far, with over half of conservatives wanting to see him run again over literally anybody else. The next best candidate, according to a survey by Ipsos, is Ron DeSantis, at a little tiny baby boy 11%. And that statistic is really the first piece of the puzzle. Not the Ron one, no, that one's just funny. Trump's commanding 50%. The first way Trump has given himself the opportunity to, quote, steal the election, meaning take presidential powers even if he's not the winner of the Electoral College vote, is by getting a lot of public support behind him. But not just any kind of support. A support that is specifically anti-democratic and centered around the idea that electoral institutions are manipulated by some anti-Republican establishment at the very last second to push a Democrat through. Somewhere between 60 and 80% of Republicans think the 2020 election was stolen, and only around 30% of Republicans said they would trust the election results if the candidate they support loses in 2024. As we saw last time, that kind of widespread belief led to events like January 6th, and the general desire on the right for a more authoritarian form of rule. As I've already explored in another video, this specific idea that the election was stolen by the Democrats is one of the biggest factors contributing to the popularity of fascism in the American right, and the desire to bring it about by force, swelling the ranks of far-right groups and giving more radicality to conservative discourse. The big lie, as that election is sometimes called on the right, has been one of the main ways that far-right groups have brought more casual Republicans into their ranks. And the number of Republicans who have held on to that belief hasn't really budged in the last year or so. Clearly, Trump has maintained a large base of angry and distrustful conservatives since Biden's victory, meaning he could activate it again. More on that later. First, we need to talk about American democracy. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like the US is even a decent democracy. The institutions suck, the Electoral College is garbage, most media outlets are owned by a handful of the country's wealthiest people, just two very similar parties dominate the entire political landscape, first past the post always leads to lesser of two evils tactical voting, and the kinds of decisions that affect most people's daily life, specifically around production and working conditions, are arbitrarily left up to unelected, unaccountable property owners. And those are just some of the big ways American democracy is awful. But there are still some things about it that are worth preserving, both as an end in themselves and as stepping stones towards a more complete democracy. Things like the outcome of a vote being the thing that happens, and fascism not being the government's ideology. Our election system is horrible at every stage of the process, and hardly qualifies as democratic. But it's not outright fraudulent as far as we can tell. And yet the feeling that it is dominates the American right, and could be used, as we see elsewhere in the world, to make an already weak democracy even weaker. Because far-right governments couldn't care less about voting, this basic component of democratic life which, for all its limitations, still offers a modicum of institutional power to the general population. And we know that because we've seen this far-right anti-democratic urge all over the world. It's in the program of French far-right leader Marine Le Pen, who, had she been elected, was ready to dissolve the parliament and give her party a majority of the seats with only a plurality of the votes, thereby rendering it entirely useless and allowing herself to rule entirely through referendums and plebiscite. That same urge is in Orban's Hungary, where gerrymandering, control of the parliament, the courts, the media, and, since the pandemic, so-called emergency powers have secured Orban's complete executive dominance. And we don't need specific examples to prove this point. It's at the very core of the far-right's ideological program, regardless of its specific...
I've never actually seen him do like a beyond camera video.
...execution. The goal of the far right is always to exclude, as much as possible, those it considers the outgroup, usually racial or religious minorities, and anyone who sides with them. When the far right gets into power, however they do it, it is always in the hopes of curtailing democracy, both in general and especially against those its scapegoats. But back to 2024.
If you sleep on your side, I bet you hate your pillow, and this is why. They might be as fluffy.
Stop it.
The second way Trump has given himself the best shot at contesting the election successfully is through the judiciary, and there are a couple different parts to that. In the immediate aftermath of the 2020 election, Trump's team filed dozens of lawsuits challenging the election results in key swing states, like Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. None of these ended up working, even when the judges were appointed by Trump himself. But that doesn't mean it's a dead strategy. Several of the cases were thrown out not because the judges had strong opposition to hearing them out, but because the Trump campaign did not file them properly, they simply filed too late, or the cases did not involve a significant enough number of electors to be considered worthwhile. Tweak those variables just a little bit, say by having 4 years to get ready and hoping the uncertainty margins are larger, and suddenly taking election disputes to court becomes a viable strategy to overturn the whole thing. Especially when the people you appointed are still hanging around. But that's not all. Now, the third strategy at Trump's disposal is the electors themselves and their certification. This part is a little technical, so I'll do my best to simplify it. Basically, when you vote for presidential candidates in the US, that empowers electors to actually vote for that candidate on your behalf. That's the Electoral College. You don't really vote, they do. For their votes to count, they usually have to be certified by your state's governor, who normally looks at who wins the popular vote in your state and certifies the electors from that party. The problem is that the governor can send the wrong certification to the government if they want to, regardless of what the popular vote in their state is. Meaning if your state turns blue, the list of certified electors can be red. When that happens, it's not like a cheat code where votes don't matter and now governors decide, but rather the whole thing is considered an election dispute that needs to be resolved, specifically by various legislatures and state delegations to the US House tasked with that responsibility. What the Trump campaign has done with this information, and is liable to do again, is pressure Republican state certifiers, governors and other local figures, in key swing states to get them to certify the wrong electors specifically to trigger this kind of settlement. The hope being that that settlement goes in their favor. Ultimately,
Yeah, but I mean, like, realistically speaking, the only thing that they need to accomplish, really, is just sow enough doubt. And they already told us how that's going to happen. It's through getting poll workers connected with GOP district attorneys who can launch investigations and create this shadow, this cloud, just enough. And if it happens across the board, it gives the perception that there's some widespread problem here. Because if they're successful in creating a network of friendly district attorneys and have a network of poll workers in contact with these district attorneys and lawyers and all this other stuff, which they're gearing up to do, it will cast enough of a cloud over the election integrity. And that's enough for people to doubt it. And especially if it's especially if it happens in just enough places, right? Even if the end results of those investigations don't necessarily mean that anything's going to come out of it, the damage will be done. And that's the plan.
This stems from the fact that a lot of American electoral institutions are reliant on convention a lot more than on specific rules and procedures. And one thing to remember throughout all this is that although Trump and the far right are more likely and have shown more willingness to use these strategies today, it's not like that's the only possibility. Any presidential candidate from any party, gee, I wonder who I'm talking about here, could use these same strategies for the same purposes. This isn't some exclusively Republican strategy. None of these are. These are structural problems. Yes, governors and other lower-level officials with strong far-right attachments still have the certification responsibilities they had last time around, and can use them to trigger disputes. But at the end of the day, it's not that Trump created institutional bias in his favor for the next election. Although he staffed or gave external promotion to people who support his cause, all the building blocks of his strategy were already there. His most lasting impact wasn't that he changed a bunch of stuff. Quite the contrary. More so than previous presidents, he was willing to use everything the American governmental system provided to keep his hand on executive powers. And if it failed the first time, it only revealed where he could push harder the next. While this video hopefully gave you some insight into Trump's past and possibly future strategy, the main thing to remember isn't the technical details or the fact that the certification process creates disputes that need to be resolved by some special official or whatever. All of these methods are not ends in and of themselves, but strategies to create as much legitimate doubt as possible in an already distrustful electorate. To multiply the angles of suspicion so that if and when legal cases fail, disputes are settled in favor of a Democratic candidate, or cases of fraud are revealed to be nothing but lies, they all appear to reinforce the idea that Republican voters are being targeted and disempowered, making all the more legitimate the desire to try and install Trump or a Trump-like figure by force. Basically, Trump can't lose. He doesn't need to win a bunch of legal disputes to score a victory. Regardless of how disputes get settled or judges rule, the very fact that results can be contested in this way will play up the doubt that Trump has been nurturing since his very first campaign in 2016. He will be able to mobilize a lot of angry people for very bad, incorrect reasons if he needs to. And what he might do with that is terrifying. The consequences of a second, more radical far-right term would be devastating. and if global trends are to be trusted, more difficult to upend than before. I mentioned at the beginning of this video that my content is supported by my patrons on Patreon. For those of us who make principled socialist content, it's pretty hard to both find good sponsors and fight the YouTube algorithm. Without my patrons, this channel would not exist. If you'd like to help keep Second Thought afloat and snag some cool perks while you're at it, consider becoming a patron on Patreon. Every patron, regardless of pledge amount, gets early access to every video, plus access to our patrons-only Discord server. The Discord is a really fun place to hang out. We've got a book club,
Sorry about that, folks. Let me make sure we got everything going here, just so that I can switch over. I gotta make a proper BRB sign, so just hang tight, folks. All right. There we go. Cool. All right, the switch worked, I think. At least I hope it did. Just gotta make sure that we're prepared. We have a Platinum Jubilee on air stage party this evening. Which, with some famous stage and musical stands performing in central London. Yeah, from what I remember, that, oh shoot, I have to move the, chat. Yeah, the chat is on my face. Chat, can you just not get on my face for 1 second while I go adjust that? Is that okay? Is it too much if I ask chat to not get on my face? Alright, hold on, folks. Let me adjust that. I'm just messing. I forgot to center it. Okay, we did it. We did it, folks. Alright, chat. You may now speak again. You may now speak again. Have you got an invisible co-host? No, she's right there. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. She's clearly right there. I could see her plain as day. That wasn't too bad of a transformation, right? Where we can just have a split second while I unhook my microphone and put it over here. The only thing that I had like questions about that video is like, while it is true that there are problems within the way our system works and there are ways that people with undemocratic politics can take advantage of, I don't know, like, despite how like unbelievably garbage like the Democratic Party, well, feckless, spineless, ineffective is the best way to possibly describe them. Ineffective, annoying, and frustrating. They've never really tried what the Republican Party has done in terms of like their tendencies to be unbelievably undemocratic, right? Are you suffering from Trump delusion syndrome? No, no, that must be you, Astro, because she's right there, I promise. Chat, type a 1. Type a 1 if you see a co-host, okay? Type 1 if you see a co-host. Type 1 if you don't see a co-host, okay? So type 1 if you see a co-host, and type 1 if you don't see a co-host. Shoot, I gotta move my... Come on. There we go. Okay. That way my tablet doesn't slip off and... I've spent all morning, most of my morning, cleaning up this little space and removing all the boxes, or trying to. I think we've got almost all the boxes down. The only thing that I have yet to find, and this is by far the most frustrating, part of this whole ordeal, is that I've basically found all of my Magic cards, Magic the Gathering cards. I've pretty much found all my deck boxes. I've pretty much found all my, they're like sets, but you can use the box, or you should use the box, repurpose the box to stash a bunch of extra Magic cards. These are years old, and I found all of those. But I have not been able to find my most favorite magic deck. In fact, somebody, I think, was it you, Echo Resto Dragon? Somebody from the Dragon Squad? I vaguely remember asked me about what was the budget magic tab on my browser. Budget magic, and that was the deck. It was like a budget magic deck, and I still can't find it for the life of me. I've opened up almost every single box I think I have here. But yeah, this tiny area has been proven to be quite nice to do what we're doing here. That's a heads you win, tails you lose, tails lose proposition. Exactly. Now you got me. No, I'm kidding. I set this whole up. I just switched over because she should be here at some point soon. Unfortunately, I have like no way of knowing because my my phone is my camera. But I just decided to switch over here since I see lights coming through the gaps between your planks this time. Yeah, that's because we've got lights in the back. My other side, the other panel side, has lights shining to make the studio work on the other side. If I turn off the lights over there, it'll probably be better because you won't get all those lights that are shining up there. But yeah, that's the reason. Here, I'll show you actually. Or maybe I'll just end up embarrassing myself. Here, let me try. All right. So problem. It didn't end up. Oh look, the ad play's right in front of me too. That's funny. It didn't work. So that must be the top lights that are just like the light for the room then. Because usually that's not how it shows, but whatever. I turned off all the other lights thinking that would fix it. But I was incorrect. So I guess I did end up embarrassing myself. That's okay. So yeah, the reason why I moved over here, was because she should be here soon, I think. Lights are still, yeah. We done goofed. I thought that it would be the lights from the studio, but I turned everything off over there. And it's not, so it must be just the room lights for some reason, the way the camera is angled, or for some reason, it could also be that there's some light filtering in because it's already about 1:56 Eastern time, so it might be the light, the actual natural light gets bleeds through, because we don't exactly have like curtains or anything like that. They're just regular shades that are semi-broken. It could be that. It could be the top lights from the room itself. So it's either that, because I have no idea. The only thing that I'm really omega triggered about is that I can't light this guy up. If I turn this on, it's just gonna be this bright thing that you can't read. Versus like now, you can kind of see it. Well, little things that we will adjust, you know. Also, these wooden planks that we built, we just kind of eyeballed a lot of this, so it's not 100% tight. It's also not 100% tight. We kind of eyeballed a lot of this too. All right. Are you still planning some stream changes? Oh, yeah. I never announced it, didn't I? Did I? I don't think so. So my job is probably in the near future, meaning soon. I don't know what soon means because I'm waiting for them, but we may be switching to like actual normal hours, like 8 to 5 p.m. Eastern time, which if you guys hang out here during the weekdays, you know that 9 a.m. is usually the stream time all the way up until about 11:20-ish, because that's like when I need my couple of minutes to get into work, to log in and start working. So as soon as I get more information, as soon as I get a set like time when we're gonna start doing this, I'm going to announce the changes, which will be most likely what's going to happen is that I'm going to start streaming at 5 p.m. in the afternoon, evening, depending on where you are. Some pros and cons. The pro being that, well, it's going to be after work. It's going to have to be after work because I don't have any other time. And so that's going to be a con because it's after work. So instead of starting the day by streaming, I'm going to do it after work. So the other con is the time, which is 5 Eastern. Yeah. The pros of it are I'm not under a time constraint, meaning that I don't have to stream for 2 hours or 2 and something hours, because then I have to log into work. I'm not restricted by that. So the time limit is technically not as much of an issue. And so yeah, that's basically it. I'm on the fence about that because I kind of like the morning schedule. But we'll see. As things move, I'll adjust as it comes. But I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure that I'm going to end up needing to change the time. But we'll see. We'll see. The other changes that I'm going to try to figure out how that works is more prepared content. Because I need to figure out how to use my time, because I also have like so much stuff to do as well. That I have to figure out how to make prepared content. Maybe Saturdays. Maybe Saturdays with the co-host can be like prepared content day, where obviously since we're on the flip side, we don't have as much like access to the computer or anything like that. But what we can do is have some prepared content, more or less, that can be repurposed and kind of cut down and put on YouTube. So it could be like the fun part where we get to hang out with chat and just kind of chill. And then the other part of the stream, like the last hour of the stream, is prepared content about whatever it is that we're going to talk about that day, or if we have like a prepared series of things that we could think about that kind of all fall in line with the themes that we do. That might be a good possibility. So those are just some things, because like it would be nice if we can just kind of use that, use this as a way of having like prepared content, yeah? But that's just me. Bad Hoss, how's it going? Haven't seen you in ages. Watching ads right now. Why are you watching ads? If you have, what is it? Prime. You don't have to. Because I'm a plebeian. Alright, that's okay, because we can just wait. Ads are what, 30 seconds, I think? We can wait. How's it going? If you're, if the ads are already done for you, how's it going? Kraylio, starting with a dab. Well, we can do that. It's kind of an improvised dab, but Not that kind of dab. What kind of dab? Like you don't know? I'm pleading the fifth on this one. Listen, all right? This is a family channel, okay? This is a family channel, okay? I have no idea what you're talking about. Let's see, we spice things up. Ask your friends, 5 strong into 10 strong. Heck yeah. That's right. Crazy, Bad Hoss has the idea. Spread the word far and wide, folks. Our London party's expecting 30k people to attend. Sheesh. That's, I'm not sure that's such a good idea. Having all those people there. A legal THC dab. Oh, like all kidding aside, Kralio, I have, I like a difficult truth. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Just all kidding aside, Kralio, I got some wax, CBD wax, from the shop, and holy yikes, has that been one of the best ways to mitigate pain than anything I've ever seen. In terms of like pain meds, it blows Tylenol out of the water. It blows Aleve out of the water. Any type of pain medication that you can think of that are like, I don't know, just off the top of your head, like I don't know, Tylenol, like what's the other one? Aspirin? Is aspirin pain relief? I don't remember. Aleve. Any one of those. A CBD wax kind of dab, kind of vape kind of thing. No, that's not that kind of waxing, Bad Hoss. No, not wax as in like body wax. Wax as in like, it's, to my understanding, it is highly compressed like flour, I think, hemp flour, that's made into like a wax, and you can then do vape it or whatever it is. Anyways, my point is, Kralio, that has been 10 times infinitely better for pain than any medication like over the counter. Rondo, new setup. It's new in the sense that like it's been here for a bit, but we just built around it. Like the panels are still here. We just grabbed some wood and we pieced this together. So there's actually 2 sides to this Rondo. How's it going? Yeah, shatter is the same thing. So we just built a little thing around it with planks, and now we have this setup as a Saturday alternative. I'm scared I went to my favorite vegetarian restaurant again, and I guess I went too often because the guy started asking questions, and I think he likes me. I just go for the food. That's okay. That's pretty cool. At least they know you, Kevin. Oh, I see what you're saying, Bad Hoss. The right is trying to blame cannabis for the mass shootings right now. Jesus Christ. I mean, these folks will literally make themselves into, like, Olympians. Unironically Olympians with the mental gymnastics that are needed. That took me a minute. Yes, the drug that makes you eat too much peanut butter and crash on the couch asleep it's what did it. Yeah. Also, it couldn't possibly be the 100 and, well, in terms of the what is it? The Buffalo one. It couldn't possibly be, like, how could you try to spin that when there's, like, literally 180 pages detailing the reasonings why he went and did that person went and did the things that he did. There's, like, very clear reasoning, and so was the reasoning behind the Uvalde incident too. That person 30 minutes. So I forget the exact, like, previously he made, like, a statement saying that he just for some reason had some issue with his grandmother or something about, like, he wasn't going to graduate. Anyways, the point is, none of those had anything to do with cannabis. It is ludicrous to think that. Oh my god. It's like worse than trying to blame it on video games. Shatter is like resin. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell when dried. Gotcha. Mine is more, well, the little thing at the shop said it was wax. I'm pretty sure that's what it said. I've got the thingy somewhere. Yeah. Think of shatter as sap that's starting to turn to amber. Gotcha. I didn't clue on right away the drug element being discussed. Listen, it's not a drug, okay? It's a plant. But yeah, anyways, the TLDR to Kralio's comment originally was that, yes, I do have hemp CBD dabs that are unbelievably effective. They have been an absolute lifesaver after the incident that involved me messing up my arm. My vices are THC and alcohol. Well, could be worse, right? So, normal. Heavens forbid. Heavens forbid you touch the devil's lettuce. Yeah, I guess it just depends on the person. Eating off the alcohol in another batch of FECO. I don't know what that is. You youngins and your newfangled things. Oh, full extract cannabis oil. Gotcha. I'm pretty sure if I had like an actual like dab for real, I would probably be like on the couch for the entirety of the day. I still remember taking ecstasy, and I think cutting the pill would lessen the dose, which it doesn't. Just a timer hour because you feel 100% of half of a pill. Are cut. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I was just never into that. Not my thing. No. Nobody said drugs, all right? We're talking we're talking about plants, okay? We're talking about plants. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, medicinal plants. There we go. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Medicinal plants. There we go. Yeah, only the healthy plants. Only the healthy kind. Yep. That's right. I like plants. They connect us to Mother Earth. There we go. How's it going, buddy? I'm going to hell. Join us. We all are. It's okay. That's fine. Just avoid a mother flat earther. Speaking of like medicinal plants, by the way, one of the best teas that I've had is straight up just natural, completely off the herbs that we've been growing. Mint tea. If you guys haven't tried like straight up just regular mint tea, I highly recommend it. There's like nothing, no comparison. Howdy. Yeah, any kids that are under 18, auto ban. Yeah, mint tea, like actual mint tea. We've got a bunch of mint growing. and we just take that and turn it into tea. Yeah, mint tea. Sell it? No, we just drink it. Just make tea. Let me know when you're ready. Because then I have to, I am a professional. Good? Alright. Cool.
Hello.
Unmuted. Come on, get back here, chat. Stop it.
That
Come
looks
on.
like us.
What?
I said that kind of looks like us.
Oh, it does look like us. Well, I certainly hope so. Who is this joining? I don't know.
I
don't
just
see
kind of
anybody.
was driving around today and I saw this garage door open and I thought I might as well, just pull over here and go inside and see what's going on.
The garage door was open?
Yeah.
What?
What?
Like the outside or like the actual garage door?
The puerta.
Oh. Could have sworn I closed that thing.
Christine's outside.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Who is this joining? I don't see anybody.
I am merely
You guys are looking at an
figment
empty
of your
chair. I don't know what you're talking
imagination.
about.
I am merely a figment of your imagination.
I don't know. I noticed them. I just see an empty chair, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yep.
Other chatters. No, because No, because Astro earlier made a joke saying that there's a ghost co-host, and I said, no, she's right there. I can clearly see her. She's been with us this entire time, and now that you're actually...
I have, in spirit.
And now that you're actually, like, physically here, I'm like, I don't know what anybody's talking about. I don't see anybody here.
Don't mind me being wheezy. I think I have bronchitis.
Yeah, talking empty chair. There you go.
That's right. Talking empty chair.
Yeah.
That's me. So
Just listen to the voice, and it'll be okay. No, this is the co-host, Pat Haas. This is why we have the separate flip side, since you haven't been here in quite a while. This is why we have the separate flip side, so that we can have the two chairs going with the two mics going. Yeah. I told you Astro, she'd be joining us.
yeah, rich people.
Work.
Yeah, I need some help. If only I had some help.
What? Don't look at me. My hours are 11.
Sir?
My hours are from 11:30 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can try reaching me then. You can try reaching me Monday through Friday, 11:30 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time at 553-221-8753.
So basically what had happened was, and I'm so upset because I dropped my vape in the driveway helping Ed, and I was like, okay, I'll pick it up on my way back in the Jeep, and then I forgot. So it's in the driveway. I hope you don't run over it. And I'm also sad because I don't have it. Oh, that was my elbow.
Wait, like the driveway here?
No, our driveway.
Oh, your driveway. Okay.
Yeah, because I got home, and then we left, and then he forgot something, so we had to go back. And then we left.
Oh, okay.
It was a whole thing. But basically what had happened was, I got a new job, and I'm supposed to do one thing, but then two major people left, and now my one thing has become everything. And unfortunately, it's kind of one of those things, I'm stuck because I'm the only one who knows certain things, and the people in the office and everybody, even the owner, wants to help and are doing everything they can to help.
Right, but
there's
that's not their
certain
job, though.
things that they're not carpenters, they're not finishers, they just don't know certain things. So I don't know. We're getting stuff figured out and taking like 2.5 years of issues and solving them in 6 weeks or 8 weeks. I won't be upset with myself. I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty major accomplishment.
So the TLDR of all of this is that lots of work, so therefore that's why you're here at this time.
Yeah. So we might consider, if it's possible, maybe for the next couple weeks, we could push our Saturdays a little later. Would be better.
Be a gentleman and introduce your co-host properly. I did.
What a gentleman, y'all.
I did.
I'm the goose. I need no introduction, y'all. I am
That's
the
true.
OG, okay?
Yeah, that is kind of
holy
true.
shit.
The concept of a difficult truth actually started in her brain, not mine. I just kind of took it and stole it and ran with it. That's what I did. But nobody needs to know that. Nobody needs to know that. You can just delete that 10 seconds out of your memory. You're rocking the black
Carlos,
toque
they'll
in
never
community.
know.
Yeah, they'll never know. Exactly. If I say something long enough, it'll make it true. You rocking the black toque in community college upgrading. My grades, I alternated between a black toque with blue stripes, red stripes, and I have people who couldn't tell the difference. That's pretty funny. But yeah, you have to be careful though, Bad Hoss, because the toque or beanie, there's like lots of power behind it. So you just gotta ease, you know? You gotta know how to handle the beanie or the toque in Canada. It's called a toque in Canada.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Timple did ruin it.
I hope we get to go to Canada one day.
We have Carlos confessing on tape that Bree, I'll help you with the lawsuit. Look, you've got Walter offering his legal services.
To sue him. Like, do y'all know how many? Like, I have over a decade of evidence, y'all.
I have a decade of evidence. She's just waiting for it.
Like, this was a song that I wrote in like 2008.
Oh man, a long time. Don't think about it because the more you think about
7?
it, yeah.
So like, I didn't even know Carlos when the song was made, right?
Right.
And then I started a band, and I didn't even know Carlos, and that band went through a couple name changes, and one of them ended up being to A Difficult Truth.
The last one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
which is still a thing.
Like, this is just something that I felt that there were things that I didn't like that I wanted to see if there was something I could do or bring attention to. And I talked to Carlos about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm down for that." So then the vlog started.
Right. And then like for some reason, like, and I was telling Chad about this the other day. I don't know if it was in one of the weekday streams, but somebody was like, "Yeah, you should make like video essays or something like that, or like prepared content." I'm like, I'm not very good at that. Then I discovered live streaming, and I kind of just like went, you know what? I bet I could take this channel and like do something. I bet I could do it.
Yeah.
And so I started like
encouraged you along the way. You didn't steal it.
No, I know. We're just memeing. And like I said, Walter has his services available.
That's okay, Walter. We'll team up against him if it comes to it.
Yeah.
He's all right for now.
Look, Walter is still just
Walter, you need to move up here and work with us.
Yeah, I told him
I
we
got
have
a
a
job
basement.
for you. Come on up.
I hear a lot of echo when Bree speaks, by the way, not terrible, but just an FYI. I wonder if it's picking up is it picking up my stuff? Or is it because when we talk together? Hold on, let me not say something.
Am I still echoey?
It could be that if we talk at the same time, it'll get some feedback. Message her. It's a carpenter.
Well, we can use them for a lot of stuff.
Hmm?
Delivery, carpentry, prep. Hell, there's shit to do, man.
There you go. Being a great duo. Thank you. Appreciate that. What did you give us today?
This is a whiskey with hints of vanilla, toffee, coffee, caramel.
Oh no, really?
It's really good.
All right. Well, I'll try it. I charge $30 an hour, but for your lawyer fees?
Hey, Walter, did you know you don't have to go to law school to be a lawyer in the state of Georgia? You just have to pass the bar. Wow.
Okay, that was good enough for me.
Carlos, are you okay? ¿Quieres café?
Oh no, I'm good. Is that coffee? No, don't put coffee in
That
it.
makes it better.
No.
Bruh, it's Irish coffee.
Ugh.
¿Qué tu problema?
The echo is not all the time, it just comes and passes. Yeah, I really think it's probably when we talk at the same time. I don't know. I only had a few minutes to get this together. So it could be that. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense because it never touched your settings. I don't know.
Carlos breaks the stream every time.
I have
don't
no
know
idea
why, but he does.
Maybe it's just the yeah, maybe it's just when we talk together at the same time.
Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to hire somebody at the moment. Don't mind me.
My lawyer
Like,
bought a
literally
PS5 at cost.
multitasking. When I'm not working, I'm still working.
Bro, you're just like Walter. You're literally just like Walter. We'll be there like on our group chat, and like Walter, it'll be like 9 o'clock at night, and this dude is still telling us. Well, I don't know if he does this now because yeah, but would still be working at like 9 p.m.
Wow.
My lawyer. Well, I mean, if you pay them, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Walter, exactly. I think we just got confirmation. It's because when we... Oh, okay, so when she talked in my direction, we got like an echo feedback. Okay, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
I'll try not to look at him. It should be easy.
My lawyer bought a PS5 at cost? What? We were just talking about this. PS5s are impossible to find. PS5s and like the new Xbox, I think there's been like a really big issue with scalpers, and like you could go and look it up online, and like every single place has them for like $1,000, $1,000 plus. Clearly, those things are not worth $1,000 plus. They're being scalped and sold at an exorbitantly, I don't know, at a way inflated price. Across a lot of different platforms, like, and none of these companies do anything about it when it's obvious that they're scalping the PS5s or the new generation Xboxes or whatnot. It's really infuriating because, like, if I were to get a newer console, I still have my old like Xbox One, like the first generation. And by old I mean like when it first more or less came out, like 5 years ago, maybe longer. And it still works fine. My partner loves to play Skyrim, and like that's her jam. She literally plays Skyrim every night. It's like her favorite game. And it still works fine. But there was a game that came out for the PS5 called Stray. And you could actually, it's like a little roleplay game, I think. where you're actually a stray kitty cat and you get to roam the city and go on adventures as a stray kitty cat. And I was like, damn. Now that's a game that I would play. That's a game that might be worth getting a PS5 for. But, of course, it is borderline impossible to get a PS5. I'll trade you a DeLorean driver's side door for a PS5. You have one of those? Because that's a done deal.
Oh my god.
Walter's offering a DeLorean driver's side door for a PS5.
There is nothing like getting a notice from work and you're just like, oh god. And then you look at it and it's like, customer is thrilled. They are ecstatic. And
Okay,
I'm
that's
just
all
here
you
like,
need to know. That's all you need to know.
2 of the customers I had today, yes, they were late, but by God, they were so happy. It was just great. I've been on the end of like some not so great, and burrito is trial by fire, man. Like,
no, thank you. No.
Oh man. Well, that's I guess the difference. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Some people are like this.
I know. My dad is like
some
that.
Some people are able to tackle that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. My dad is like that.
I literally took over everything with no training, no nothing, no nada. I'm just trying to take the experience that I have and apply it to the
situations
that I have been dropped into the center of.
Yeah. One of my exes would love you both. Haven't dated in like years in a while. Well, send them over. Anyone who you think might enjoy the content, spread the word. And now I can't see the rest of chat. Okay, there we go. I made a temporary BRB sign so that I can switch, so that I have enough time to switch over. From like the front panel to the back, it just says like BRB.
Oh, that's so cool.
With a smiley face. I'm in a few chats. What? You're in a few chats? But ours is the most important one, right?
Yes, it is.
Just to make sure. I'll be sure to remember ADTs, yeah. It's the most important chat, okay? Oh, that is so cute. I got a new puppy Thursday that I hope to train as a service dog. She's a border collie golden retriever. She kind of looks like a bear. I think we're going to name her Roxy or Rocky. I posted a picture on the Discord. That is adorable. That's quite awesome, Echo Resto Dragon. I'm starting my own podcast called An Easy Lie. Listen, you need to make sure that I'm your first guest, okay?
I want to be a guest.
And all we're gonna do is just make up a bunch of hyperbolic lies that don't make any sense.
All right, Burrito. Can you tell me if my Spanish is okay on this message? You might have to scroll it. I didn't send it.
Okay, I'll try to correct what's going on here.
close.
Yeah.
I mean, he usually gets my not perfect Spanish. I just want to make sure I'm close because this is like a big deal. And if I have to show my boss this, you know.
No, that's not bad at all. Like literally, I think I did like 2 letters.
Sweet. That's usually what screws me up, y'all, and your damn feminine and masculine and the different.
Yeah, the grammar is what you're referring to.
Yes.
Yeah. An easy lie is just gonna be a bunch of It's just gonna be a bunch of Trump quotes. That's what it's gonna be. We're gonna make an entire podcast on that. I am exhausted. I woke up tired. I've been doing nothing but cleaning this entire morning. I think my mom's crazy. She still rides horses. You see what the dog does outside of a cage? Well, I mean, it's a doggy. The line number 1, America is great again. There you go. That's the spirit. Now we just gotta make an entire podcast around that. We just gotta make an entire podcast about how America is great.
What happened to my cell signal?
I get like intermittent signal. So don't don't feel too bad. It happens here. If you go like upstairs, it'll be fine.
Yeah, fuck.
Or outside, it'll be fine. So yeah, the first episode is line number 1. America's great again. We can talk about how great it is to how great it is that in 2022, none of us are like guaranteed healthcare, and like how that is what makes us great, and how that is what gives us so much freedom of choice. We can talk about how great it is that there are tens of millions of people who are treading water because they are in student debt, because they're just trying to do the right thing and get an education, but now are finding themselves in essentially what would be, for all intents and purposes, a hamster wheel that they have to perpetually spin on until eternity. We can talk about how great it is, how much choice and how awesome it is to how awesome it is to have to choose between rent, food, healthcare.
You know, these aren't really things that anybody should have to have.
Correct. And that's what really makes us great. Zero healthcare that lights that fire and motivates people to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. Exactly. Exactly. See, now we're getting it. Now we're getting into the spirit of things.
Y'all are killing me.
I'm also in Canada's single payer system, but everything with education resonates in rent. Yeah, it is a privilege to go around the USA. Yeah, I know. Plus food. Yeah, I mean, like, we can't even get that one on the board, Bad Hoss. If you're in Canada... Oh, that's right, you mentioned, Took. The fact that, like, you have some type of, like, even if it's not perfect, like, you have some type of universal healthcare is, like, miles above what we have in terms of healthcare here.
Yep.
Like...
So true.
It is a privilege to read about, like, tragedy after tragedy, you know? That's what makes us great, you know?
America.
Jesus. Unbelievable.
It's actually starting to look like a room in here.
Right? Like I said, I've literally spent so much time just cleaning and cleaning and cleaning, putting stuff away and like getting things organized. Like I have not stopped every morning.
How much bigger is this than the old studio?
I don't know. But significantly, it's enough for me to notice. I like your wall. Thank you. She built it herself. The low-key favorite thing to do on Twitter is to post anti-abortion threads and say stuff like, in accordance with the Sharia law, you're doing the Lord's work. Praise Allah. That's funny.
You too can have a wall like this if you visit Home Depot.
Yeah, this is a
This is a Home Depot special.
YOLO bong and stuff. She basically almost put together this thing. Like, there's a frame around this that has the original panels in the back too.
So we basically just made a frame with 2x4s and like these pieces got cut and nailed onto that. And then inside the 2x4s on the other side is the original panels, which is Carlos's setup when he's during the week.
Yep. Lady Sarcasm. How's it going? That's pretty funny, Winner Veggie. I bet people like have double takes at those Twitter posts. I'm in British Columbia. I'm literally closer to California than most Americans on the West Coast, with Washington State between us. Gotcha. Alio, how's it going? Howdy, howdy. How are you guys? We're hanging in there. I'm still new. Who is the lovely person on the left? That is the co-host. She hangs out with us on Saturdays. Basically, to give you the TLDR is just the lore of A Difficult Truth. It started off as a song, and years later it became like a band, and then years after that it became some type of YouTube vlog, and then years after that it became a live stream. And well, here that's very reductive and missing a lot of detail, but that's basically how we got here, and that's who she is.
The OG.
Correct. Alio with the 10 biddies. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'll make sure I got this. I don't know why it's like trying to boot me off the chat. Hey, come back here. What does the lady in blue think after the OG comment? My goal on Twitter is to play on their fear and hate and hopefully fracture support for these backward laws. Man. Your co-host has her own Twitch identity. Yeah, I think she has 2 accounts, right?
Probably.
I think you have Breeze Difficult Truth, or is that on Discord?
I think I have one of those, yeah.
I think because we made you, yeah, I think Bree's Difficult Truth is one, and I think Canibria is the other one, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, don't forget Winter Veggie. There are other also like organizations and stuff that are fighting these backward laws. So her name is Bree, my name is Carlos. At least as far as y'all are aware. Thanks for the shout out, no problem. We still have the ability to do that. Fighting GOP MAGA new politics and moms and students demand action for sensible gun laws. What kind of music was your band? I don't know how to describe it.
Everything.
Yeah. I don't know how to answer that question. There's a lot of like mixed genres. Anything from like, I don't know, blues, rock, punk, metal, like I don't know. All of it was kind of blended together. Love the glasses. I like your glasses.
Thank you. They
I
help
like
me
you a
see.
lot. Thank you. It's a noise band. Yeah, we do a lot of noises.
That's right. We make noise.
Yeah, we make a lot of electronic noise. Mark Monkey rating with a party of 18.
Whoa.
Howdy, everybody.
Wow. Thank you.
Cut the shit. Open up this pit. Speaking of, Mark Monkey, did you ever do did you like ever make music? Hey, Aband. Lord Fritus. Omega Shendragon. Howdy. Hildebeest. Howdy. I did? Okay. He was in a band. Alright, okay, so it all makes sense now. It all makes sense. Folks, if you guys have 5 seconds, please consider checking out twitch.tv/markmonkey. I'm gonna have to like pick this up here because I can't do this. Hold on,
boy.
folks. Okay. I can't do it from the floor. Thank you to for the new follow, I think. I think I just heard something. Hold on, folks, because of course, right when I need it, my My tablet doesn't function. Give me 1 second, folks.
Carlos broke the stream again, y'all.
No, I broke my tablet.
Oh, great.
The stream is fine. It's still going. Okay, so a couple of shout-outs. Thank you to Mark Monkey for the raid, twitch.tv/markmonkey, twitch.tv/alioshare, twitch.tv/hildebeast, twitch.tv/surfer McGritty. I think I got everybody. At least I hope I did. Like I said, it's just this. Yeah, these tablets have been wonky.
You broke your tablet.
I did break my tablet. Nah, this is just an old tablet. This is just an old tablet that I've repurposed to use as a way of controlling the stream as a device, but okay. We're somewhere in the United States.
That's right.
Tablets have been wonky for some years now. iPads are the only working ones. What? Mark Monkey had a brilliant stream. That's good to hear. Moving in T-minus 1 week, so trying to finish everything, and the good news is I can see the end. Well, that's good to hear.
Heck yeah.
Sister O'Fields, how's it going? I'm just trying to catch up, alright? Hold on, folks.
You and me both.
Yeah, I know who the Total Wars is. I've had my encounters with this person. My wife's iPad. Okay, now we're catching up. My wife's iPad outlasted the others, which makes me sad.
What time are we gonna finish the stream?
Hmm?
When are we gonna be finished with the stream?
I think not too far from now.
Okay.
What were you thinking?
Well, because he's calling and I want to tell him when I'll call him back.
Okay. I mean, if you need to take a second, go for it.
Well, I'll need your help.
Oh, okay. 3:30 or
Okay.
less.
How do I say, can I call you back?
Yeah. Puedo. Déjame llamarte.
Hola, Juan. Hola, Juan. Déjame
Llamarte
llamarte
para
3:30.
atrás. Ok.
Sí. ¿Está bien? Oh. ¿Sí?
Ah, déjame llamarte ahorita.
Oh. Wow.
I got a tablet a couple years back. Oof.
3:30 está bien. Okay. Okay. Gracias.
I'm Dominican. Nice.
Oh,
We got a
another
Samsung.
Spanish speaker. Thank you. I'm
We-
trying, y'all. I promise. I know a lot of words. It's the sentences that mess me up.
We got a Samsung, and a year later it crashed within minutes, but we bought it from BJ's. This is a Samsung, but oh well, I've got all the logos
We
covered
will
up.
upgrade you, Burrito.
One day. I mean, it's not like the biggest things. But yeah.
Yeah, but we could literally have like a total mobile workstation in unison someday if we both have the same kind of tablets. Like, holy shit, I don't know if I would be able to do what I've been doing at this company without this tablet. Like, I was doing it on freaking papers and stuff, and I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
Trying to keep track of hundreds of papers and notes, and like I'd put stickies on stuff to color coordinate, and they'd fall off. I'd be like, ah. But with the iPad, oh no.
Are y'all friends, partners, or roommates? I mean, like, we're basically like
family.
Yeah.
We familia.
There we go. They tanked in quality. Boo.
Wow, he said he's in California.
My once in a lifetime platinum event is starting, so excuse me, no problem. I didn't get anything fancy, so maybe that brand, so maybe brands don't matter. It just depends on the tablet. I think like the higher end Galaxies are good. Obviously the Apple tablets, but I don't know. This one was just like maybe $100. California person is not me. I don't know what that means. Alright, so I think I successfully restarted my thing. Déjame llamarte 3:30, ahora estoy en una reunión. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Like, I don't know why that sometimes, like, this tablet decides to, like, freak out on me. I want to go to Santo Domingo. I heard it looks great compared to before. I haven't been. I have not been. I heard of a tablet that's like $30, but it's made for developing countries. I assume we've all heard of Murphy's Law. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong, but have you heard of coleslaw? It's thinly sliced cabbage. Alright, listen,
I love this joke. Who said that?
That's like a borderline, like, bannable offense for being such a dad joke. For doing such a dad joke. That's almost a bannable a bannable offense. Good meme. That's a good meme. That's a good meme. My grandpa does something bad but great on my father's side. It made y'all laugh though, so I'll take the... No, that was a good meme, alright? That was a good meme. That was a good meme. If if I haven't stressed it enough, make sure you follow some of these wonderful folks with little diamonds next to them. Make sure you follow Mark Monkey, Hildebeest, Alio Share, Surfer McGritty. This one might take the cake. Why did Han Solo dislike his steak? It was chewy. Put him. Shh. And that was the last one for the day. I don't know. I like that one better. I like the Star Wars better one. Must be nice, Bad Hoss. I got one for you. Why does Princess Leia have time to find love? It's in all the wrong places. No. No. Too soon. Too soon.
Hi.
Too soon. Alright, hold on. Let me check.
I'm still laughing over that joke, y'all. I hope you know that.
The coleslaw one?
Yes. That was hysterical.
Alright, stream manager.
I just don't have my inhaler, so I'm not trying to laugh too hard. Alright.
Okay, so Alio with another 15 biddies. Floppy Boober with a tier 1 sub. Octavia, thank you for the follow. And I think I got everybody. So what's the most great thing that happened this week? Or are we all just tired? I'm tired, Surfer McGritty. All right, it's been a hard 2 to 4 weeks. All right. It's hard to say. What do you get if you cross a bounty hunter with a tropical fruit? Mango fat. Put him.
I like that.
Well, that's unfortunate, Bad Hoss. If only there was a way to avoid that. I'm tired too. I think we all are, fam.
I'm just still working. Don't mind me.
I'm still working. But yeah, these weeks have drained everyone. I agree.
Shit.
These are the yolks?
Huh?
No, these are folks, alright? Like, are you talking about the restaurant, or are you talking about the big box store? Was punning on jokes. Gotcha. Y'all are too much.
Are they being naughty?
Well, sorry, fam. Yeah, we're talking about jokes.
Yokes.
A Batman 1960s egg pun.
What is joke in Spanish?
Joke in Spanish? Chiste. Well, yeah, chiste.
Okay.
Mango fat.
How do you use that in a sentence?
What?
How do you use it in a sentence?
I don't know.
Like, how do you say I'm joking?
Ah, but that's different. Estoy jugando? Like, I'm just playing? No, I feel like there's another specific word.
Okay, where's our Dominican friend?
Okay, wait, they just came through. Bromeando. Because broma is joke.
Okay.
Broma is like joke or prank.
Okay.
So I'm joking. Is
I have heard that before.
Yeah. What? What? Arby's? Really? Yeah, or you could say chingando, but that's like with I'm effing with you version. But like
okay, that's
but
more like me
chingando-
though.
But chingando is also like, yeah, you could use that. Qué cómico. I could go for some cheesesteak. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting set up for another dad joke. I'm not gonna indulge that. Why do I get all my alerts all... It's the same concept to me, Alio. Me too, but you had a heavy breakfast? What? Oh, gotcha. I'm just not sure because, like, I almost felt like I was gonna get set up for another dad joke, so... or another,
Really gross.
dare I say, cheesy joke. Unless you're vegan, why? There's vegan cheesesteaks. There's vegan cheesesteaks that you can
There's
make.
vegan cheesecake?
Yeah, you can make vegan cheesesteak. Why not? I have many dad jokes because I have 2 kids and a goofy ass wife. Okay, that makes sense.
I have many dad jokes, but I'd never joke about cheesecake.
I'm still working on my Arby's joke.
I got my Ichiban grill over here. I'm so starving.
You what?
Starving.
Starving?
Yes.
I haven't eaten. Well, I ate breakfast, but that's
Me either.
hours and hours ago.
If you're nice, I'll share.
Hmm?
I said if you're nice, I'll share.
If I'm nice.
Nothing. If you're nice.
D-Bot. Thank you for the follow. How's life been treating you? Has been an MMA kick to the balls or fabulous rainbows and unicorns? I think it's mostly the former, not the latter. It's been exhausting. Uh-oh.
Did you break it again? Carlos broke the stream again, guys.
It went dark.
Did your phone just die? It just made a noise. Carlos, quit breaking the stream. What'd you do? Did you fix it?
Yeah.
All right, burrito.
Okay. All right, we fixed it. Non-alcoholic beer is getting better. I've actually never had that. Guadalajara, gotcha. I don't get why vegan food tries to taste like meat and non-alcoholic
Why is
beverages try to
Bixby
taste like
talking to you?
alcohol. Huh? What? That's fine.
Your assistant was talking to you.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Creepy.
Said something about Guadalajara.
Oh, because I said it and it's trying to listen to me. Quit listening. I'd love a vegan burger that doesn't bleed. I don't get why vegan food tries to taste like... Well, it's because, like, it's to encourage people to not, you know? Non-alcoholic beverages are for the folks who want the taste. Yeah, exactly. It's to fool the tongue, the palate. Exactly.
Don't mind me. I'm sleepy. Did you break the stream again?
No.
Just your headphones?
Just my head. We switch sweets? No, it's that... Oh my goodness. It's that thing, It's mirror image. I broke the stream. Surfer McGritty started asking me about, like, how things have been, and then, like, everything goes... You know what? I think it's their fault. I'm just sticking to it. I'm drinking non-alcoholic beers, protein, and saves the... Yeah, exactly. Not only that, like, some people just, like, want to have the taste or can't have alcohol but want to indulge without the alcohol. Yeah, that's why they do that.
That sounds really yummy.
I am to blame for all. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because, you know, there was a coincidence that it just happened to be right after you asked me how things were going. I'm at least I'm sure it was you. Either that or it was Hildebeest. Yeah, no, we didn't switch seats. It's just mirror image. Like, if I go on in and click it again.
We've transported to an alternate dimension.
Yeah, we've just it was me. Wait, hold on. We have a confession, chat. All right, we have a confession.
Tell me I'm wrong.
It was indeed Hildebeest who asked us how everything was going, and then all of a sudden everything went downhill. So I think you've been spared, Surfer McGritty. I think you've been spared. We've had somebody to confess.
That wasn't a yawn. I'm not tired, guys. I'm not. I'm just not.
Yeah, so just to be clear, we didn't switch seats. It was just a mirror image.
We did switch seats. You guys just didn't see.
Yeah, there you go. We didn't switch seats. We just, boom, like that.
That's right. We just magically teleported.
What is a Hildebeest? Is that German? No, Hildebeest is the hardest working mod on Twitch, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh.
That's why she's a beast. There we go. They are the hardest working mod on Twitch, so that's why they're a beast. Exactly. Don't test the beast. Exactly.
Hey.
Cheers for the compliments. It's true though. You mod for like 2,000 channels, okay?
That's a lot. Damn.
No, I'm messing, but she does mod. They do mod for like a lot of different channels across Twitch, and they're like everywhere. I've seen
Are
Hilda
you
Beast and
everywhere
like
and nowhere all at once?
yeah, exactly.
Because I understand.
They are a great mod.
Lord.
Oh yeah. They've got to be rolling in it. Tell us, Hilda Beast. Tell us. Confirm. Are you rolling in it?
Sounds like something a Hildebeest would do. Rolling something. That may or may not be dead.
They are a great mod. They are a great mod. The only thing I'm rolling in is debt. Oh, yikes.
I
Ouch.
hear that, fam. We'll get through it.
Well,
But yeah, guys, I'm sorry I was late today. Couldn't really help it. And of course, like, I wanted to message Carlos, but I was literally in the back of the shop with customers and my phone was in the office. I had forgot to put it in my pocket when I walked back there.
oof.
So, like, I got stuck and I'm not allowed to leave them unattended for insurance purposes. And also because it just doesn't look good. So, it was like a long time before I didn't. Basically, like in the weekends past, I was able to text him and let him know I would be late. So he'd let you guys know and we would start late.
Right.
But today I was just like a ghost. So he carried on without me.
I got a BRB. Need to head to Best Buy for some TV/moving out questions. Good luck, sir, from McGritty.
Good
It
luck.
cost-
Thank you for joining in. We also will be heading out.
It cost me $1,600 to get my motherboard replaced. Sheesh.
What?
Yikes.
What?
Well, probably with parts.
1,600?
Yeah, with parts and labor, I could see it.
No.
I could see it.
On what?
Depending on the motherboard. Yeah. Depending on two things. Depending on the motherboard, and also like it's been incredibly difficult to get a lot of like computer parts, and like a lot of things have been skyrocketing, to say the least.
Right.
Yeah. Computer parts and sometimes computer parts plus labor. I could see it. I could see it.
That's wild, fam. That's
I
almost
wanna
as
say-
much as my entire fucking computer.
Well, yeah, I mean it is that computer. It is the computer, right? The
No,
motherboard.
it's not. My motherboard was like a few $100
When did you buy it?
when I built my computer.
That was 5 years ago.
Probably.
Yeah.
And that computer still kicks ass.
Yeah. My computer's advanced to anyone in the city to look at, and I had to find somebody in another city, and parts are hard to find. I knew it.
Damn.
It's like parts are incredibly difficult. Like the whole problem that we were talking about earlier with like I want to say what we were talking about with the Xbox and the PS5 shortages. A lot of that is because of chip shortages, and like it's been a mess. It's been a mess. Well, college prices are ridiculous. That's for sure. Well, sorry, Hildebeest. I hope.
Good
hope
luck,
it,
Hildebeest. I hope it works well for you.
Yeah, for real.
That's a serious ouchie.
That is a $1,600 ouchie. I can't do that. Like, ooh,
I'd be like, okay,
that'd be
I'm buying a new computer.
that gut punch. Oh,
Gut punch.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking more on Trump's level for that one, Carlos.
Sheesh.
But anyways, guys.
All right, folks. It is about 3:30 or just over. We do gotta start heading out. Dak Apollyon, you're coming in hot at the last sign off. Thank you so much for joining, folks. If you guys enjoy the content, don't forget to hit the follow button. I had to stream using my old dinosaur Mac computer, and I'm glad I have my PC back and it's running perfectly. Well, that's good. You know, the older Macs can still do it. And by older, I mean like even like the ones that are like 4 to 5 years old, can still handle it. I think it was Darknet who said that Demon Mama was actually streaming on like a Mac Mini, and she had a whole thing, like a whole setup. And I've seen Demon Mama streams; it's pretty intricate. So even a Mac Mini was able to run her streams like fine. But yeah, I appreciate all of you guys hanging out. Thank you to all the new follows. Thank you to the sub. I think I'm gonna make sure I got everybody here. Alio with all the biddies, all the new follows. Floppy Boober with the tier 1 sub. And Mark Monkey with the raid today. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Folks, take a second to support these lovely people. Thank you so much to Mark Monkey. Thank you, Hildebeest. Thank you, Alio Sher. And Surfer McGritty. I think I got everybody here. Please go check them out. Have a great day. You have a great day.
Thank you guys for joining us. We love you all.
Yes, please make sure you hit the follow button. Please join us on the YouTubes if you haven't already. Just take 5 seconds and hit the big red subscribe button. Here, I'll post it. Thank you, Omega Shendrang, Shen Dragon. I appreciate that. Appreciate the follow. If you guys have a moment, hit the subscribe button on the YouTubes. It really does help us out. Spread the word far and wide. Omega's fine. My name is too long. It's okay. Spread the word far and wide. Monday through Thursday, we are here 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Saturdays, join us for Saturday Caturdays. Oh, wait. Somebody, hold on. We can't sign off until there's a kitty cat on stream.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's like the deal.
Where is the vaquita?
Where is the vaquita? Let's go find her. Yeah, we can't sign off until the until we have a cat on stream. Last joke, as far as wide, I search to find the power that's inside each Pokemon to understand. Wait, is it true? I think that's the lyrics. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that was the Pokemon lyrics. Where are the cats? This is false truth advertising. Don't worry, the cats are coming. Love the stream. Thank you. Ah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. See, I got you. I got you with all the 90s reference. No, I'm not currently a cat, but I have a filter that can make me into a cat. Should I just make Caturdays where I stream as just a cat filter? Because I could do that too. That would fulfill Caturday. Great stream. I'm glad I caught your stream today. Thank you so much, Hilda Beast. Alright, I'm gonna go find this cat so that we can properly sign off, okay? Because we can't leave. We can't leave without at least one cat on stream, okay? Like the whole point, or the whole guarantee, and I think we have yet to break this promise, is that every stream on Caturday, there's always going to be at least one cat on stream at some point. To my cats, after 11 p.m. is set for Jackass. How's that for 90s? Jeez. Do filters work? I used to have a good filter. I used to have a good filter for that. Oh. She's spicy today? Alright. Yeah. Yeah, come here. Come here, kitty. What's wrong with her tail? It's shaking? Oh.
Okay, guys, we have the kitty.
Ugh. No, we do not.
I told you to let me hold her.
Okay. There we go. Alright, folks.
It's official.
Say hello.
We have the cat. Oh, God.
Alright. And now she's sitting on me. Okay.
There she goes.
She's now sitting on me.
There.
Alright, folks. Now that we've got the kitty cat on stream, as always, please don't forget to hit the follow buttons and do all the YouTubes and all the awesome stuff.
Yes. Like, comment, subscribe,
And
share,
do all the stuff.
Tell your friends and your family.
That's
about
right.
us.
Exactly.
We want our community to grow.
Exactly. So, as always, please stay safe.
Please take care.
As always, we love you all and we hope to see you guys
in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.
I don't know.
All right, guys. We are going to do the ID.